I finally played the Nier games. Last year, I played Nier Automata after my chat recommended it a lot. I heard good things about it, and I finally told chat this was the time. It's finally time. So I played through Automata, and I absolutely loved it. I love the music. I love the story between 2B and 9S. The characters were great. Just the world building was done so well. The combat had actual depth when it comes to using the right chips for the right build. This was the first time that I played a Yoko Taro game, and I was enjoying it so much. After I completed it, I told my chat, I need to play Replicant. Like right now, I need to play it. I know it's a prequel to the game, but I had no touchstones to certain characters like Devila and Popola. So this year, it was time to fix that. It was time to play through Replicant, and I finally did. This is a game that is set 13,000 years in the past, so I really don't know what to expect. I was kind of expecting, where everything started and stuff like that, but I did not know where this story was going to go. But for this review, I want to talk about the story, gameplay, and that damn music. The music is something I don't usually talk about in my reviews, but it is a character in itself. It's something special and something that I really haven't heard in something before. It has some resemblance to Automata, but I think the songs in Replicant are more distinct. They have more feelings to them. They have more of an identity, in my opinion. But I'll get to all that soon. Let's talk about the story. Also, there's going to be some major spoilers for this review. We've been warned. So Nier Replicant takes about 13,000 years before Automata. When I heard about this, it got me really excited because I was like, what happened to the human race? Because in Automata, there are no humans left. They're all extinct, and everything just run by machines. So where did this all start from? The game starts off with two characters known as Fiona, your sister, and yourself, who you name yourself. It looks like we see a broken down Tokyo with these monsters known as shades attacking you. You could feel how dire things are at this point when the music comes in and it just hits you like a truck. Like this world is bleak. This first interaction solidifies that these characters love each other and really care for each other. In order to save his sister, though, he must resort to the Black Book, known as Grimoire Noir. Great name, by the way, great name. After many, many waves of shades, we zoom out and open to a village where the two characters with the same names are living. Your sister Fiona is being taken by this disease called the Black Scrawl. Nobody in this world really knows what that means or what it does to a person, but they just know that it's fatal, a disease that's really, really fatal. I wanted to set the tone for this review, how this game started, and who these characters are. The fact it's the same characters told me that this was a Nier game, and I'm in for a ride. One of my favorite things about Nier Replicant are the characters. Every time we're introduced to a new one, I fall in love with them. Grimoire Weiss was the first one introduced pretty early on for the most part. And after a couple hours, I thought, this guy would be really annoying. He's always talking, always kind of has so much sass, like this kind of type thing. But he almost became my favorite character. The way that he works off of your character back and forth, and with the other characters bouncing back and forth, is just top notch. Super sassy, and I love it. Kaine is my favorite addition to this game. I was taken aback when you first see her in her lingerie, and I was like, is that what she always wears, or what's going on here? But Laura Bailey kills it. She's the voice actor for Kaine. Her don't give a shit attitude is amazing. Her relationship with Grimoire Weiss is one of the best things in this game. Nier Replicant made me care for these characters. Emil joining the group and learning about his tragic story made me feel like he was meant to be with these band of misfits. This game tugged at my emotions so much. A prime example is the town of Forsyth. So when you are the younger self, your kid version of yourself, you go to this town and you meet a girl named Fear. A girl that is set up as a tour guide, the person that shows you around the town, but she has so much character. All of the people in the village love her and adore her. She has so much love to give. At some point in the game, 5 years passes and your character is an adult now, trying to find Fiona since she's been kidnapped. Your story brings you back to Facade for the king's wedding, and it's revealed that he is marrying Fiona. I was filled with so much joy. I was so happy for Fiona for finding someone that she wants to see the world with, that she could spend her life with. In Nier fashion, it was all brought to an end with her death, and the scene that plays with her death is so heartbreaking. The person that voice acted the king and Fiona killed it in this scene. My eyes are just tearing up just thinking about it, just picturing it in my head as they go through this. There are so many different scenes like that I could go to that had that effect on me. I felt more connected to these characters than I did with Automata. It was probably because during my first playthrough, I thought everybody in Replicant was a real human, and these connections just felt so real. Just like Automata, Replicant has multiple endings. This game has 5 different ones. The final ending was introduced with this remake. They build upon each other really, really well and show a narrative from both sides. This is what A and B really give us. Why do the wolves come attack Facade, for example, and kill the newly crowned queen? How much is the girl on the ship in the seafront hurting? Figuring out what the Gestalt program was and what really happened to the humans. C and D deal with our characters directly, especially with Kaine and where she goes, how she feels, and what happens with us. Ending E was added for this remake, like I said before, and honestly, I'm really happy that they added this. It's a perfect end cap to a story that I felt kind of was open-ended with C and D. It just didn't give me that closure. But E gives you the closure to our characters and really showed who they care for and what they stand for. This is going to be a story I'm going to remember for years to come. I can't believe it took me this long to play this game. So not everything in Nier Replicant is amazing. I know this is a remake from a game that came out in 2010, so I didn't expect combat to have that much depth anyways. There's different kinds of weapons in this game that have different kind of movesets, different speeds, great axes, pole arms, you can go hand to hand, swords, great swords, that kind of type thing. There's also Grimoire Vice that uses magic for your ranged attacks. These kinds of attacks are needed because some enemies are weak to magic, or only could be hit by magic because they're far away or something like that. There are a minor twist to this combat though. Throughout the playthrough, you're awarded words, known as sealed verses. It seems like they are prefixes and suffixes. These are attached to your weapons and Grimoire Vice's magic for additional effects, such as more damage, more EXP gain, drop rate, and so on. Certain words are for certain weapon types. It's a neat little twist on combat that's pretty meh for the most part. It's pretty repetitive. It doesn't change that much as you progress through the game. This is where Nier Automata excelled instead of in Replicant. It makes more sense though because this game came out way before. Like I said before, it's not its fault since it's a remake from 2010. The shade battles are done very well. The boss battles that I mean are done very, very well and have a lot of different variations. They really tried to make you use your entire arsenal to take them down. Seeing Hansel and Gretel finally was amazing. This is from Final Fantasy 14 because they have Nier raids in there. I finally see them in this game. Loved it. But fighting regular shades, it does get repetitive after a while. So the final point I want to talk about for this review is the music. Usually I don't do this in reviews. I usually put this in another different section. It usually doesn't get its own, but I had to for this. Nier Replicant has one of the best soundtracks to a video game I've ever played. Every song has so much gravitas to it. There is so much thought put behind what music would be going into different scenes, to different cities that you visit, and boss battles. Other than Final Fantasy 14, I don't think I've been moved by music in a video game for a long, long time. Hearing Kaine's theme gives me goosebumps. How the final theme for the Shadow Lord is so haunting, yet feels so sad at the same time because of everything the Shadow Lord and his sister have been through. Right when the game starts, Snow in Summer starts playing, and it gives me chills. It shows how bleak it is to exist in this world. I just wanted to give a shout out to the soundtrack. I love it so much, and I have it on repeat when I'm working on things. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. You gotta go give it a listen. Nier Replicant is a game that is a must play. If you enjoy story and characters, please play this game. I cried, I laughed, I was filled with joy, my heart sank. The performances by the voice actors are done so well, and they nailed the character dynamics. The main problem I had with Automata is that I could not latch onto characters and feel for them as much. This was not a problem in Nier Replicant. Exploring a world that looks and feels so dire, but its own way has so much charm and love to give. That's how I felt experiencing Nier Replicant. The combat is pretty meh, and it's not very in-depth. It can be pretty repetitive when it comes to just fighting regular enemies. There's a lot of questing that is just fetch quests. Well, mostly every quest is fetch quest, with some quests that actually have some pretty decent stories. I would throw it on easy mode just to play for the story and just experience something special. The story is also enhanced with an amazing score and music throughout the game. Nier has solidified its place in my top 5 series of all time because of this entry. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. This is something new for Point in Progress. More reviews will be coming from us. If you don't want to miss any of those, hit the sub button, ring the bell. My name is Harv. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.